How's it going, guys? Holy smokes, do not mess with the Fed. Papa Powell is continuing to be aggressive. Just today, Federal Reserve came out and raised the interest rates by 0.75%. They're continuing to be hawkish and aggressive in attacking this inflation. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at Jerome Powell. His statement will break down the numbers, take a look at what he said. I'll then be showing you guys my strategy on how I'm handling this news and what I'm buying moving forward so that I can come out on top during this next downturn, this next recession. So with that being said, hit the like and subscribe, and let's jump into today's video. Alright guys, so Papa Powell and the Fed are not messing around. They're continuing to be hawkish, raising interest rates. Now, when the news initially came out today of the 0.75% increase, Papa Powell was hinting at a potential policy change on how the Fed plans to use monetary policy to bring down inflation. If you had looked at when the news broke right there, you'll see it right here. So 2 o'clock Eastern time, the announcement came out. Markets rallied based off of that sentiment and they went up substantially. Then after that, he kind of changed his approach and said there is no near end on the increases of interest rates. And as soon as that news came out, the markets totally turned around and the Dow and all the markets started tanking again, including crypto. So they did not like that hint that he is going to continue raising interest rates. Although he did somewhat hint that either over the next meeting or the one after that, that the interest rates would not be 0.75%, that they could be 0.5%. So a lower increase in the interest rates. However, this aggressiveness has not been seen since inflation was this high back in the 1980s. So if we go ahead and look at this article here, one interesting thing that I found is this graph right here. So this is the interest rates from 2008. So you'll see here that 2008 interest rates were hit a top of 5.25%. And then after that, so once the economy started recovering, so just before this, right? You had this go up, hit a top here with 5.25%. So the Fed changed their policy, changed their stance. They had a more dovish approach. And that's when the initial bull market started here. So you come in 2008 after the housing crisis. And then going into 2009, 2010, you got a lot of money printing. You got a lot of free money. Interest rates are low. People are buying real estate. Real estate prices start going up from here. Stocks go up. And then we start noticing here that the interest rates start slowly ticking up as the Fed realizes that this things are starting to get a little bit sloshy in the markets. And then, of course, we get to when COVID hits, which is like right around here. And then look at that sudden drop from 1.63 over there to down to 0.13%. So the Fed, again, start printing money. They're trying to stimulate the economy. They want people to go out and spend. Because of COVID, people weren't spending. So they wanted to generate that. A lot of money printing, a lot of free money floating out there. And then we found ourselves now in this present situation where because of that, the inflation is getting out of control and interest rates now are going up substantially. So if you take a look at this chart and if we look at history, markets and inflation and interest rates are cyclical. So if we go ahead and look at this going up now, it's going to hit a peak. The Federal Reserve is going to come out and say, all right, we are now going to tap her back a little bit. We're going to start either not increasing interest rates or start lowering interest rates. And then, of course, assets are going to start increasing because it becomes cheaper to borrow money again, and it's just going to go back down here. So a few other things to notice from the meeting today. Powell did state that growth in spending and production was modest, and job gains have been robust. There's been a lot of new job openings. GDP also did decline in the first and second quarter, so that technically does meet the definition of a recession, but there was also a surprise rebound in the third quarter, and that was because of an increase in US exports. There's also been a reduction in the housing demand, as the average mortgage rate now has gone above 7%. So with all this negative news coming in, with all this hawkish approach and this aggressive approach that the Federal Reserve has towards raising interest rates, none of this news and none of this fear is changing my strategy on how I'm investing and how I'm looking at the markets and the downturn in financial assets. It's important to understand that everyone's strategy is different. What I'm doing is where I'm able to purchase into beaten down assets that are down 50, 60, 80% over the last year, taking a little bit of money and buying into those beaten down assets. And these are companies that I have researched, companies that I believe in, and companies that I see will come out stronger on the other side once we get over this hill and get to the next leg of our economy. So if you look at that chart that I showed you, this is all cyclical. These markets go up and down, and over time things will get better. And if you determine and set your strategy right now during these bad times, you have the opportunity to come out on top in the future. Now, when I talk about investments, I don't necessarily mean investing in equities, which are stocks or real estate or any of those assets, but also taking the time to learn new skills, to invest in yourself and find opportunities where you can improve your skills, add to your resume, so that just in case we do see a market downturn over the next couple of months, that you have something backup that you can rely on and use. So guys, that has been today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like and subscribe. We'll be coming out with a video every Friday, sometimes Wednesday like today when the news like this drops. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you subscribing. Take care. Look after each other. Keep your head in the game, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.